Well, talk about your time as a paper pusher.
Oh yeah. So that's what a lot of people don't want to talk about. So I said a lot of people in tech and maybe private sector too, but especially GovTech. A lot of people in GovTech aren't qualified to do these jobs that they're saying they're doing. An ISSO role is an essential, someone who's managing like the policies and the paperwork for a company. But at the same time, they also got to have the competence to know why they're writing certain policies and things, and it has to make sense instead of just pulling some framework template down and just changing the name from X, Y, and Z company to ABC company and say we're going to call it good, because now when you start getting audited, they say, hey, well, you do these things you say you have written here, but we don't see this stuff actually happening. But so my time doing that was not what I thought it was going to be, right? So this was when I was like newer into the security things. ISSO sounds like a cool title. Information System Security Officer. Like, hey, I'm finna do some real security stuff, right? But when it comes down to it, they're mostly running your policies and procedures, how things are done, how data is, secured in X, Y, and Z. But I just feel as though my skills lie into more forward-thinking processes.
Yeah. Training. But no, I know, I worked how is that dude doing, man, the trainer dude?
Yeah, I just hit him up the other day. Yeah, he's still there. He's still project manager now. So
you should have had him to come meet us.
Yeah, he'll talk your ear off. He had his own podcast. He should have kept it going, but yeah.
Everybody can't keep it going.
Yeah, man.
You see what episode number up there?
Yeah, it takes a lot of, time. That's another thing with tech, take a lot of the time to actually get good at it, right? So a lot of people don't want to put in the time for it. So
yeah. So with that being said, do you feel like is an ISSO role you think is gate kept? Because a lot of times you hear people become an ISSO because they got a Sec Plus and they study RMF, and now they're ISSO.
Prior to this year and for the next coming years, it was like, hey, especially in the GovTech sector, right? Everybody say, all you need is Sec Plus or Heartbeat, and you can get into a GovTech role, whether it be, system administration or ISSO. Just have the right words on your resume to get pulled, and you just basically got the job. But now, for this though, even your guy, what's his name? I think his name Chris. His name Chris, right?
Chris Akpala.
Yeah.
Check what.
Even he's talking about on like his post saying, hey, you got to come with much more than just being able to spit off some RMF words to get these jobs. They actually want you to. Now, I also seen someone on Reddit talking about, hey, that contract ended and it's been like 4 months since then, and every time he gets in the interview, they asking him, what do you know about Linux and scripting and stuff? He's like, man, I just been doing paperwork these last 7 years, CSSP and RMF, so I really ain't had to do none of that. And they're finding out the hard way that those are not valuable skills, just being able to just write policy. You got to be able to do stuff. I got to be able to hand you a keyboard and say, hey, all the stuff you got in your policy, show me. Do it. People can't do it. Can't do the work. They can talk about the work. A lot of people can talk about the frameworks all day, but as soon as you tell them, hey, do it. You say you got a IAM policy on AWS to restrict whatever type of login, whatever.
Policy.
Yeah, not just pull it up. Show me. Log in and show me the configuration setting. Show me that's run this command and show me this. How do I do that? Right? So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I know. Like, there are the good things now with all these different tools. You can probably get that without even have to go into the console. But that's why, do you remember I made a post about it might have been a month or two ago when I was saying why I believe that, like, SOC and IR people, and even help desk people, would make good people to work in GRC because they understand all the stuff. Let me back up. For the help desk people, this actually help y'all out. When I have consultations with them and I'm telling them about the stuff they're doing, I say, hey, all these controls, and when you verify these people, or because you got to go to this sandbox to test this software out, or take it from this drive to install it for people, these are all controls based on whatever framework. And I was like, this is a way how you can get out of help desk if you understand what you're doing is tied to a framework. And I was like, being in one of those technical roles, because hate it or love it, there is a bit of technicality to a lot of help desk roles if you actually figuring stuff out. You know how the controls should perform the way if they're implemented correctly. Some people on the other side, they just, NIST 853 say we need, multi-factor authentication, whatever.
Yeah, what does that
But
mean?
but they don't understand like, okay, how we gonna do it? We gonna do we gonna enable it to only just do what's it? The pop-up notifications on the phone. We're gonna do RSA tokens. Are we gonna disable SMS because that's a way that somebody can get spoofed if they SIM swap them, and also like how are we gonna make sure it's configured the right way?
Yeah.
So that's the thing that the people on the ground floor know because they deal with it. They deal with the social engineering attacks when somebody come in and is trying to fish for information. So they understand like, maybe using first and last name, maybe social is not a good way to identify these people. We need an SSO people don't know or a different type of alias that we could tie these people to.
Yeah. Like an internal employee number or something like that, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we need to implement